Shrine Game Day 2 recap here with a big play from a guy that was big on day 1, Mason. It's so important that in the first day, you're really good on the second day. That's Easton Gibbs, Wyoming.
Yep, the pride of the University of Wyoming. Yet another linebacker coming out of Wyoming. We've seen them make their way to the league in recent years. Easton Gibbs, it was interesting to watch how he was used today because earlier on in the practice, he'd come off the field on third downs. So you're thinking, okay, maybe they're not keen on him in pass coverage. Well, the big play that he made in the Sunday practice was a result of dropping into coverage, diagnosing the intent, being in the right place at the right time. The most explosive defensive play that we've seen out here for East or West teams over the last couple of days.
Yeah, and it would have been a pick 6 in game situations, and I love the fact that you can kind of tell what scouts think or evaluators want to see based on how they're using players. Gibbs off the field on some third downs, but makes a big would-be pick 6 play. Well, one of your players of the day, Mace, was Fabian Lovett, Florida State Seminoles, seemingly the most disruptive player that we saw at practice on Sunday.
Most disruptive specifically against the run that we saw out there. He did it yesterday as well. Like he blowing up back-to-back run plays Saturday. And he's not somebody who's yet a plus player as a pass rusher, but consistently disruptive against the run. And you have to bring this up, Cease, when you're talking about a Broncos run defense that was at or near the bottom league-wide, yards per game, yards per carry, first down rate. That probably beyond quarterback, I'd say the most essential area for the Broncos to improve this offseason is their run defense. And Lovett being somebody who's more of a 2-down interior lineman than a 3-down guy, he's someone that could, in that specific role, help the Broncos. Again, he's not going to help the interior pass rusher, which is something that they're going to have to work on, but he can help your run defense.
Yeah, and you need those run pluggers, something that Lovett was able to show on the field at the Shrine Bowl.
He went a little bit too far, though.
A little bit,
like,
yeah.
You could see the coaches coming in, saying, okay, too much. He liked the intensity, though.
Right.
And he's playing at full speed. He's going all out. But you also like the fact that time and again, he's able to have a quick first step. And oftentimes you watch him, he's coming in and he's breaking into the backfield before the line has even kind of gotten set as a run blocking.
Right, so, making plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, exactly what the Broncos need.
TFLs.
Yes,
need more TFLs this year.
Yep, and now we're setting up Dalton Hulker. We had talked to him, this was after practice, but just wondering how his blocking is going to be, if he's in the position to be an H-back or a fullback, which might be his ticket in the league.
Yeah, versatility is kind of the key. At this point, it's can you do multiple things? Can you be a fullback, H-back, tight end? Can you be a move tight end? Can you be an inline tight end? The ability to do all of that, frankly, that's what the Broncos are looking for right now. They have specialists, right? Chris Manhertz under contract, blocking specialist. Greg Dulcich under contract, although can you rely on him given the injury history?
Right.
He is your in-space specialist. You need somebody who can do all those things. Now, the Broncos have a guy who can be an H-back or a fullback in Nate Atkins who's coming back, but do you want somebody who's a little bit more effective as a tight end? Dalton Hulker could be that ticket, although, as we saw in one moment today, he's got a little ways to go. But this is part and parcel of being here, kind of learning from your mistakes.
Right.
Let's see how he looks Monday, Tuesday, and then on to the game on Thursday. See if he doesn't get better.
Right, and we've seen guys before that may have some struggles during the week of practice, maybe have a good game, maybe not, but then go on to have really good pro careers. And of course, we all know that Hulker can make those plays like he did for Colorado State.
Exactly. Now, it wasn't all bad for the offense. We've gone defense today, with Hulker getting blown up for a sack there. But one moment involving a player we talked about yesterday, David White Jr. out of Western Carolina, and it's been rough for the quarterbacks here, but I thought this was one of the better things that we've seen from a quarterback. Jack Plummer out of Louisville, no relation to Jake Plummer, by the way.
Right.
Been asked that already.
Yes.
Doing a nice job, not drifting, climbing the pocket, and then finding David White Jr. downfield.
There he is making plays. That's what he does, Mace.
Yes, and finishing the play, because we talked about yesterday, it's getting open, not always bringing in the football, and actually did have some drops today.
Yes.
When they were working earlier in practice.
It was behind him, though, on the one play.
He's, at some point, though, you're going to have to make that catch.
Right.
I mean, the thing that I was saying as I was talking with Cecil during practice is if the Broncos got a hold of him and you kept Tim Patrick around, get Timmy Pats to work with it. Because the skill sets are very similar, but Timmy Pats made himself uber reliable by just going in, not just working on the jugs, but remember Mark Fuse would be throwing in passes every day, and he liked Fuse throwing it to him rather than the jugs, because when it's coming from a person, it's less consistent. The jugs, it's always coming in the same spot. When you had Mark Fuse, who's probably, I'm surprised he hasn't had shoulder surgery by now because he's thrown so many passes over the years.
Right.
But you get that human inconsistency, right, that you naturally have to adjust to. And it's one of the reasons why Tim Patrick became one of the most reliable receivers in the NFL in recent years.
Well, what a time here at the Shrine Bowl yet again. Frisco, Texas was so good to us, Mace, but we got a travel day on Monday. Still Orange and Blue Today coming up 4 p.m. on Monday. Make sure you tune in for that. We'll do more of a recap of the Shrine Bowl. But another experience, another year in the books as we travel to Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl next.
Let's do it. Safe travels, my friend.
You too. Stay frosty, everybody.